Inside the USS Gerald Ford, the Navy's most powerful aircraft carrier ever. As McCormick explained, the Navy will use the post-commissioning shakedown to test all of the new systems on board Ford to identify any deficiencies or fixes that might need to be made. Ford will then move into a post-shakedown availability where the shipyard will make any needed corrections and install certain critical components on board the ship that have yet to be installed. One such system is Ford's dual-band radar, McCormick said, where there is still ongoing work that must be completed. The United States Navy will commission the first of a new generation of aircraft carriers into service today. The future USS Gerald, or Ford CVN-78, will represent the future of naval aviation and will be the most advanced and capable aircraft carrier ever built. This first appeared last year. With Ford's imminent commissioning ceremony coming up later this month, the Navy invited the national interest to preview the mighty warship and see the new vessel's technology firsthand on. The United States Navy will commission the first of a new generation of aircraft carriers into service today. The future USS Gerald, or Ford CVN-78, will represent the future of naval aviation and will be the most advanced and capable aircraft carrier ever built. This first appeared last year. With Ford's imminent commissioning ceremony coming up later this month, the Navy invited the national interest to preview the mighty warship and see the new vessel's technology firsthand on. Entering the massive vessel via one of her 3 aircraft elevators, Nimitz-class ships have 4 into her cavernous hangar bay. Ford's interior looks similar to that of other carriers. However, whereas the Nimitz class has 3 partitions in their hangar bays, the new CVN-78 class has only 2 in order to simplify maintenance. As we walked into the interior to climb up to the bridge, the air conditioning is immediately noticeable. Ford is able to produce 9,900 tons of air conditioning, which not only makes for a more productive crew but should reduce maintenance requirements for new vessels because of reduced humidity. Indeed, the key tenet of the entire CVN-78 class is improved maintainability and efficiency. Unlike previous carriers, Ford is projected to enter dry dock only once every 12 years. Climbing up into Ford's bridge, the systems are far more advanced than anything else in the Navy's fleet other than the new Zumwalt-class guided missile destroyers. All of the controls and navigational systems are completely digital and use touchscreen interfaces. The only concession to the past is a metal wheel connected to an electronic steering and transmission system. Though the ship does have backup systems, the entire ship features far greater automation with far greater reliance on electrical and electronic systems than any other carrier in the fleet. To power her systems and to meet future growth requirements, Ford's twin nuclear reactors are almost 3 times more powerful than the ones on board the Nimitz class, generating 250% more electricity. Indeed, sister PCU John F. Kennedy CVN-79, currently under construction, will adopt electrically powered elevators, further reducing the need for hydraulic systems. Primary flight control, which is a few more decks up on the island, is similarly high-tech, but aside from a few modifications to the firefighting system, the setup is very similar to the Nimitz class according to Lieutenant Commander John Beale, Ford's mini-boss, Deputy Air Boss, and Boeing F/A-18 Super Hornet pilot. Beale said he is very confident in the new carrier systems, though the ship has yet to be tested in launching and recovering real aircraft. Several decks down in flight deck control, I was surprised to see a traditional Ouija board, which visually indicates the position and status of aircraft on the ship's flight deck using scaled aircraft templates and various pins and washers. Ford has automated systems that track the location and status of the ship's aircraft, but the crew set up the Ouija board as a manual backup and for the sake of tradition. We kept the Ouija board for guys just like you that come into flight deck control, and it's just not flight deck control if the Ouija board is not here, Lieutenant Commander Jamie Roman, Ford's aircraft handling officer, told me. This was not part of the ship's design. This was taken out because we have a system that will track the aircraft called ADMAX, Aviation Data Management and Control System. Our next stop was the flight deck, which we reached via the hangar bay via one of Ford's 3 aircraft elevators. Ford's rearranged and reconfigured flight deck, which is 1,106 feet long and somewhat wider. But more importantly, Ford adds improved survivability measures while reducing manning and maintenance requirements. If all of Navy's projections are realized, the service will save $4 billion in total ownership costs over the life of the ship. For operators like McCormick, a career Boeing F divided by a -18E divided by F Super Hornet pilot, they just want to take the ship out and launch jets. Indeed, McCormick said that he wants to be among the first aviators to trap on board Ford.